Hi, I'm Nick Carraway. It is the year 1922, and this is my diary. After studying at Yale, then fighting in the war, I got a job trading bones and moved out east to Long Island. This was Dizzy, my very pretty second cousin, who lived across the bay with her mate, Tom Buchanan. I was to school with Tom, old money, entitled, purebred sort. I soon learned that he was a real dog. He was having a torrid affair with a married bitch named Myrtle Wilson. Next door to me lived the mysterious, aloof feline, Great Gatsby. His huge garden was the setting for many lavish parties. Some of Gatsby's associates were a bit suspect, but he always had the best treats, bones, and chew toys. I saw a lot of Gatsby. Gatsby and I served together in the war, but that was not what Gatsby found so interesting about me. Rather, it was my cousin Dizzy. It turned out that Gatsby came from a poor Midwestern family of strays. He had fallen in love with Dizzy years ago, in spite of their differences. The war pulled them apart, but Gatsby had tracked her down. It all made sense. The move to Long Island, the extravagant parties, all so that Dizzy, his only true love, would come back to him. I decided to reunite Gatsby with Dizzy and invited the two to tea.
Mr. Gatsby, I'm certainly glad to see you again.
I'm certainly glad to see you again, too. Their love reignited in secret. Tom was grumpy and suspicious about Dizzy and Gatsby and kept marking his territory. Dizzy wanted to go into town, so we drove into Manhattan in 2 cars. Gatsby made things worse. An almighty fight broke out with snarling and growling. I've got something to tell you, old sport.
Please don't. Please, let's just all go home.
I love Dizzy. Dizzy doesn't love you. She's never loved you. She loves me. She only married you because I was a poor cat and she was tired of waiting for me.
Dizzy, tell me the truth. How could you love this cross cat?
It's true. But I did love you once, Tom. Only I loved Gatsby too. Please, let's just go home.
Yes, let's go home. To our home, Dizzy.
Dizzy and Gatsby drove off in Gatsby's car in a flurry of confusion and passion. Dizzy was at the wheel. Tom and the rest of us were following in his car. Tom's mistress, Myrtle, ran out on the street. Dizzy could not stop in time and killed her. Gatsby and Dizzy must have panicked and drove on. Gatsby dropped Dizzy home. We discovered Myrtle's body on the road. Tom went home, and he and Daisy decided to leave town together. I went and confronted Gatsby. I love Dizzy. I know we are so different, but I've always loved her. Dizzy struck Myrtle with the car, but I'm prepared to take the blame. And I know what you will tell me, old sport, but I cannot leave. I will not flee. So while I did not understand the selfless devotion to Dizzy, I let Gatsby be. I shouldn't have. I returned a little later to find Gatsby's and Myrtle's mates' bodies. Poor Gatsby. He'd used up his 9 lives, and his heart had betrayed him. I arranged my friend's funeral. None of his fair weather so-called friends showed up. I decided to end all my relationships with people I had formerly called my friends and return to the Midwest. Perhaps that is what we all should have done sooner.